It probably would work if I unmuted my mic and started talking. Hey, everyone. All right. So, uh, yeah, let me just start over since I just was totally talking with no mic on. I'll get this tech stuff down one day. So, hello to everyone. Empire Dirt Aquatics, Elfish, Peplin Creek Aquatics, Grace Case, Juju. How are y'all tonight? Hope y'all are doing good. I am kind of sad tonight. Haha, yeah, I know. And also, I want to apologize. It's like 90 degrees here in Georgia today, and my ACs are kicking it. So if you hear like humming in the background, it's my AC. Had to have that on because whoo, we're melting here. Um, I'm about to start the camera. In my intro, um, you're gonna see. Well, okay. So let's talk about my intro first that I just played. That was my 20-gallon aquarium that you see in that intro. Very early streaming days of mine when that was made. Uh, but that was, and it was a very freshly set up tank. This tank I've had for over a year at this point, and it crashed once, and I thought I had it all fixed. Thought everything was good to go. Thought I solved the problem, and it seems to have crashed again. Kind of sad about that. And I think it's time to just kind of admit it's time to give it up. And I'll show you where, hey, April, good to see you. Um, show you where I think I went wrong. Okay, so this is my 20-gallon high. I've got a bunch of crypts in here. Hey, fish nerd. I've got some driftwood. I've got moss. The moss actually looks better on camera than it does in real life, just to let y'all know right now that moss is looking really rough. Um, and the only thing left in here at this point is one pleco that refuses to leave. I gave him his eviction notice. He said no. He refuses to get in the net. So tomorrow I'm draining the tank. I'm getting him out of there because, yeah, Inspector, it's time to go. So this is what we have here. Camera probably doesn't do it justice, but it's kind of cloudy in there. This is not the clearest this tank has ever been. It's a dirted tank with a sand cap. And I know where I went wrong. Oh, I know where I went wrong. When I first set up this tank, I watched videos and I saw what others were doing. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll just set it up that way too. But I didn't look into the dirt to sand cap ratio on that. And yeah, I think that was part of my problem. I also think that I had chunks of wood in my dirt that have started to decompose. And it just, I keep getting gas bubbles in my tank. And it's really sad because this tank has just grown in so pretty. And I love this tank. I mean, I've got two pothos growing out of it. Um, I've got three different types of crypts in here. What else is in there? My sword. My sword is huge. But yeah. Well, I don't blame Fish Nerd at all for the way I set it up because I'm the one to set it up. So it's my fault. Yeah, definitely mistakes were made on this tank, and it's sad, but I'm gonna disassemble it all. It's all gonna go away. Okay, it's not all gonna go away. I'm gonna save the plants, obviously. Um, and I'm gonna reuse all of the stuff that's in there, except for the sand and the dirt. That's probably gonna go in the compost pile. And that's gonna, that'll be good for that. Next year I will have some great plants outside. Yes, it will be recycled. But I also may still have a couple of baby endlers in here that I have not been able to catch. But this tank was definitely a learning experience. A lot of good times with this tank though. I had Scipia in here at one point. I had longfin pepper Corydoras that I lost in the first tank crash. That was real sad. That broke my heart. But the thing I don't get is what I don't understand is like all of a sudden it's like everything goes great with this tank, but then like I'll wake up and all of like the leaves are like dead on half of the plants. Like I lost had a whole mess of cornwort in the like floating in the top, and it just died overnight. Like legit died. Like went to bed, it was fine. Next morning, gone. So yeah, that's what's going on there. All of the fish were relocated, at least, except for like I said, a couple of baby endlers that may still be in here. We're going to do a search and rescue on here later tonight and reserve that eviction notice to inspector because yeah, you got to go. This tank has seen some action though. I did. We had a lot of snorgies. Yes, I okay. Also, Fish Nerd is right. I have a new female bristlenose pleco, and she needs a name, and so I need to get her on camera so we can name her. I'm not gonna move the whole setup tonight. um, but we need to have a naming contest for her. So if you would have a name, an idea for a name for the new pleco girlfriend, then hit it up in the comments after the end of the stream. And oh, what else? I just saw something else in the comments. Okay, the sword plant. So I kind of been kicking myself because I should have left the sword plant alone until the stream tonight, so I could have shown everyone what I was talking about with when what happened with this tank, like the last couple of days. Because even when it did the whole crashing thing last time, it didn't do okay. It killed plants last time when this happened, but this time it's like my sword plant. I literally had to cut off one, two, three, four, five. Let me count real quick. About 20 leaves off of this plant because they went from green to brown overnight. Like I've never seen one die back that quick. The only thing I've ever seen melt back like that was a crit. Okay, so we got Cristola and Grace Pleco as options. So, and I can't name the girlfriend Penny because I already have a Penny or a Peter Pleco. Uh, yeah, they'll decide on their name eventually when either they get the bristles or they don't. But yeah, this is what I've been working on all week was trying to figure out what's going on with this tank and how to fix it, and then finally just deciding to give up on it because I don't think there's any way to resurrect what's happening in here. Like I already added more sand to it, and that didn't help. And I just think I put way too much dirt in there. I think some of the dirt might have had actual miracle grow mixed into it. That could be part of the problem too. So yeah, make sure you're just using dirt or topsoil. Don't accidentally use anything that might contain miracle grow. Hey, Teresa. The plants do look good, so I'm hoping I can save them. Like when I move them out. The only plant that I am actually worried about moving in this tank is the Aponogean because that bad boy literally decided that's where he wanted to be, and he dug himself down in that spot and said, "This is where I live now," which was really cool to watch. And I need to start a time lapse because I have another one doing the same similar kind of thing in my 29-gallon. In just a minute, I'm gonna pop Mr. and Mrs. Whisker's tank on so we can take a look at them because I can just slide everything over. We can say hey to the OG crew that the OG Plecos. Mr. Whiskers has buried his cave nicely. He decided he wanted an underground home for the summer. So yeah. Let me do that real quick. Let me stop this camera real quick, slide everything over and get that those tank lights on. And I will be right back. Let me throw some music on real quick, give y'all a little bit of mood music, and I'll be right back, like 30 seconds or so. Which one? Let's go with this one. Okay, I'm back. Let's see if I've got the camera on this tank. Great. All right, there we go. There's Mrs. Whiskers. Let me see if I can find her a snack real quick. Whee. Of course, all the snacks are not over here where they should be. Hmm, that is interesting. Let's see what we can find her real quick. Oh. All right, fish food has been cured. Hey, John P. Adventures and BJ's Misadventures. Good to see ya. There's Jello. Heck yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've got everything a mess right now, as per usual. Oh, so Mrs. Whiskers just swam away, I see. She was like, nope, I'm out of here. We did not agree to this much camera time. Hey there, Claire, and say to me, hey, I did not say to you. Of course, I put her veggie sticks in and she's good for it. And I think it is a possibility we may have more Pleco eggs in there. He has been sitting at the opening of that cave for a couple of days, and as you can see, he buried it because he doesn't like me looking in there. He is like, no, you're not gonna, no, we're not gonna do that. Hey, Sean. Yeah. So what's gonna happen here is the Whiskers 10-gallon is about to become a 20-gallon, and the 20-gallon is gonna get a new setup. So yeah, instead of having a 10 and a 20, we're just gonna have a 20 and a 20. And then I'm gonna move one 10-gallon under the 29. Actually, I'm gonna put two 10-gallons, one under each 29. Oh, did Mr. Whiskers came out? Okay, so we may not have it because he came out for snacks. He is getting big. And he's acting like just as bad as Mr. Whiskers. Like, nope, we are not going to be on camera today. But yes, this was actually the first tank I set up ever. Was this 10-gallon, and the valves are still struggling to grow. The hornwort does really well in here. The moss does good. Every 2 weeks, I cut the ball of moss in half, and it just grows right back. But it's plecos. There's a lot of nutrients in the water. Plants love it in here, except for my pothos, which is refusing to root. That's been a fight on its own. But, I've gotten the snail population down in here. It's not as bad. So the corinium. This little plant in the terracotta pot. I am gonna put this one in the 29-gallon, and I'm gonna put the one that I put in the 29-gallon in here until I get them moved. And yeah, that's pretty much that. Kill the background music. I forgot I did not do that. Ariel is I'm trying to figure out a way to get her into a grotto, and she is going to go into the 29 gallon because she is just big enough where I think she will fit into the hive that I've got. And I think that's like going to be a great spot for her because then she'll be like peeking out and you can still see her if it works. If it doesn't, I've got another idea of where to put her. And we'll peek in on her on Saturday because I do need to put more plants in the 29 gallon. I'll show that off Saturday. And uh, we'll check in on Snelltopia on Saturday, the two big 29s, because I think until I figure out how I'm going to rescape the two 20s, I'm going to put some of the crypts that were in here in the 29 and the lace plant that I've gotten here in the 29 in the 20 gallon. But yeah. Oh, well, there goes Mrs. Whiskers. She may be getting ready to kick him out again. She likes to do that every time they have eggs. She makes them, take the cave and go. So, but he's a good dad. He stays with his babies. So, I was thinking about that. Maybe I should make her go. Maybe she should have to go stay with her mom till the babies are born. Uh-oh. It looks like we're about to see a couple's conversation happen. Oh man, look at his whiskers. I'm gonna try to get a little closer up. Hang on. Let me try to get this camera a little closer up so y'all can see Mr. Whiskers a little better before he jots back into his cave. But his whiskers are huge. They are very impressive. Very proud of that Pleco, by the way. Don't know if y'all can see him too well because he's kind of in the grass. But he is an impressive Pleco. Now, let me see if I can find a box to set this guy on instead of putting it back on the hall. I think I have. Just the same. Nope, that's not up high enough. Well, let's try this. That'll be up a little higher. There we go. And of course, he went right back into his cave. I haven't gotten a peek at her belly yet. I need to watch her a little closer. Yes, he is. He is a very healthy guy right there. That guy is. He is a huge Pleco, and his whiskers are impressive. I do love my Mr. Whiskers. He is a great guy. I think he's going to come out again. He is also really good at snail ball. We found that out when I put him in the Snailtopia to let the eggs hatch last time because I wanted to raise the baby plecos in there. And every time one of the mystery snails got near his cave, he would literally go out and bat them away with his tail. To the point I was kind of worried he was going to hurt the mystery snails, but then the babies escaped their cave and he was gone. So I think they were okay. But yeah, he was playing some hockey with those snails. It was not a good thing. I know Fishner and a couple of other people. I think one was Liam had a good time watching that. Um, but yeah, even the ram's horns get near him, and he does. You know what? I do not know if they have forked at the end, but they're getting close to it. Let me get up there and see if I can get a better look at him. No, they haven't forked yet, but he is covered in bristles. I'm still hoping yeah, no forks at the end yet. Snailball was a good time. Thank you, Teresa. I appreciate that. Snowball was quite an interesting thing. And hopefully we won't have okay, I'm not gonna even lie. I'm probably gonna put those eggs back in that 29 next time, but maybe not as many mystery snails in there. I'm thinking maybe redo I think he's trying to chase her down. He's like, where you at? She's like, not over here. She's like, you don't see me. I blend into this terracotta pot perfectly. Oh, but yeah, tonight's stream's just gonna be kind of quick, kind of short, and just to check in on what was going down with the tanks, and these are the last two to get rescaped and redone, and I am finally at that point. We're going to pick up the sand for them, and then the process will begin. And then the only other one okay, no, I take that back. These two, and then I have to figure out what there is a squab in the corner. Hey, squab. Okay, so yes, I've got the 229 gallons up. I wasn't going to rescape the 20, but now I've decided I'm going to do that. Put a second 20 for the whiskers because they are getting bigger. And I know a 10-gallon is adequate for a breeding pair of plecos, but it's kind of like always been my dream to give them a bigger home. I might no, actually no one died this time. Only some plants. And they didn't actually die, they just melted back. So no tank genocide this time. Caught it before that became a thing. Okay. Where was I before I sidetracked myself? Sidetracked myself. The Rasbora tank is the other one. The Rasboras and the Formosa, their tanks also need to be rescaped. The only thing I am waiting on is I have to get some more sand. And that it's hopefully tomorrow I can go pick that up and then this weekend work on these. As sad as it is, as much as I really don't want to break these tanks down, it is time. It is time to do it. I held on to them for sentimental reasons because they were the first ones. But yeah, it's time to rescape them. I'm just glad that the Rose Beast didn't come in and, try to take over the fish tanks. Yeah, it's going to be a reboot of 3. And craziest thing in the world. Ghost shrimp have been like the bane of my existence. I tried in the beginning so many times to keep ghost shrimp alive. I think I bought 30 of them in the beginning, trying to, get some ghost shrimp in my tank. I was like, you hardly ever see them. They're clear. They're like invisible. And every time they died. And I chalked it up to, okay, I just don't have the conditions right. For shits and giggles, on Mother's Day, when I went and I got my feeder endlers, guppies, um, to kind of just make sure that, I wasn't just killing every fish I bought, which I don't know why I thought feeders were a good thing to buy, which they're still alive, go figure that. But on Mother's Day, I bought a 5-pack of ghost shrimp and I plopped them in Snelltopia. And last night I was looking around and I actually found that the ghost shrimp were still kicking it in there. And I was like, I've never been able to keep them alive more than a week at all. Like, never longer than a week. So I promise when everything is set up, the sea monkeys are they're gonna come back. They're gonna, yeah, I think if I put them in with the angelfish, if I put them in the heaven tank, they would not make it very long. So let's talk about what happened in heaven this week. Okay, quick thing. So 'cause I know Mr. Mousy isn't watching right now. He doesn't know that angelfish are actually cichlids. We had a deal a long time ago when I got the kids a goldfish. Like this, I'm talking like almost 20 years ago when the kids were like little. And he was like, no cichlids, he was like guppies, peaceful, non-aggressive fish. There was a reason behind it. I kind of did something dirty and underhanded and had him stick his hand in a tank of hungry cichlids. So that was my fault, right? That was my fault. And so he was like, no cichlids, nothing that's gonna eat me. And I was like, it's fine, I'm just some cute little tropical fish, some plecos, it'll be great. And I get the angelfish. He loves the angelfish now. Okay, he loves them. Now, I did use topsoil, and this time I did make sure that I only got the soil out of the topsoil bag in the 29-gallon heaven tank. And so there's a layer of aqua soil mixed with topsoil that's about a quarter of an inch in the 29-gallon angelfish tank, and 2 or more inches of sand. Now, I looked through that soil really good. I went through that soil, I washed everything, ran it underwater, hydrated it, did its thing. And it was pretty dry. So I thought that the chance of worms was real slim. Apparently, not slim enough because 2 nights ago, my husband was like, "What's going on with the angelfish?" And one of them had caught a worm, a little baby worm had come up out of the substrate, and was snacking on it. And he was like, "Oh, he's got a snack. Take a video of that." So I did. I made a short of it. It's in my shorts. And you're as this one is eating it, another one's trying to take it away from the other cichlid or the other angelfish because yeah. And the rest of them are all pointed down at the spot where the worm had come out of the sand. So they're waiting for another one to pop up because if there's one, there is surely another. And I mean, he's just like, wow, they're really eating that worm. And he knows like the quarries will eat bloodworms. And so he hasn't quite caught on that he we have cichlids in the house after he said no cichlids. So I might end up divorced over that one. We'll see. Probably not, but he kind of already likes them a lot. So they have him trained too. He walks in the door after work and they swim to the corner of the tank by the door. And he's like, "Oh, they must be hungry. I'll feed them." So yeah, they have him trained. He doesn't know they're cichlids, and when he finds out, it's probably gonna be hilarious. But yeah, that was the exciting part of the week. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna wrap this up here, and we shall be seeing the new setups hopefully in a week or so, maybe two. Depends on you know how the things go, but these tanks will be set up and hopefully looking better. I mean, they don't look bad. They don't look bad, but there is something seriously going wrong in my 20-gallon. Ooh, he didn't like that. I accidentally tapped the 20-gallon, and Mr. Whiskers felt it in his tank. Um, and I think it's just better to go ahead. It's been a year, just reset it, re-go, and then we can watch that one grow in too, and maybe just show the whole process of a new tank cycling from start to finish. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hey, Rocky Couch, how's it going? Oh, hi there. I promise the sea monkeys are still okay. I promise they are, y'all. Um, Pretty soon we'll see the sea monkeys. I will get Mr. Mousy to get them out and bring them to the fish living room as it has been overtaken now. All right. Have a good night, y'all. I will see y'all this weekend or next Wednesday, but y'all have a good night. See y'all later. Bye.